Hello, children. This is Manish Yadav, your English teacher, and today we are going to do the summary for the chapter Discovering Tut. The saga continues. This video session is very helpful for the students of class 11th. So, without getting a delay, let you go and know the summary. Discovering Tut, the saga continues, is a chapter which gives us an in-depth insight of Tutankhamun, the last ruler of the powerful Pharaoh dynasty in Egypt. He was a teenager when he died, and his death was a mystery. Some speculated that he was murdered. He ruled in Egypt and its empire for centuries. In 1922, his tomb was discovered by Howard Carter, a British archaeologist. After 80 years, he was taken from his resting place for CT scan, which offers to solve the mystery of his life and death by creating a forensic reconstruction. In this chapter, we would know about a ruler. He was King Tut. He ruled over Egypt for 9 years. He was the last ruler from his dynasty in Egypt. He was a teenager when he died, and his death was a mystery. Nobody was certain and sure about his death, that what is the certain reason that is why he was dead. If he was murdered, so who murdered him? So everything was in dark. Nothing was clear about his death. He ruled in Egypt and its empire for centuries. In 1922, his tomb was discovered by Howard Carter. He was the member of forensic reconstruction. He was also a British archaeologist. After 80 years, King Tut's body was taken out from the tomb, resting place, to be scanned in CT scan machine, which offers to solve the mystery of his life and death by creating a forensic reconstruction. When they took out the dead body from the coffin, they found that two bones, chest bone and rib bone, were missing. So it was also a mystery for them, because it was not a normal death if bones were missing. Some of the people were standing, and most of the people are coming to visit the tomb of that king, because he was a ruler of their nation. So they were coming to give their honor and respect to the king. Some of them believed that if King Tut's soul would be angry, it would curse us, and maybe our misfortune can fall at us. Some of them were going through the papers, When they took out the body from the tomb, they found so many things that was buried along with the dead body. As we know that it was believed if the king would die, he would need so many things which he used in his life, like garlands, olive leaves, bracelets, murals, and amulets, shroud, and wine as well. So everything was buried along with the dead body. What happens next? Tut's father or grandfather, Amenhotep III, he was a very powerful pharaoh who ruled over a period of 40 years. His son Amenhotep IV thrived him and began the strangest period in the history of Egypt. He promoted the worship of Aten, the sun disk. He changed his name to Akhenaten, meaning a servant of the Athens. He also moved the religious capital from Thebes to the new city of Akhenaten, called Amarna nowadays. So this is a very important to know about Amenhotep III and Amenhotep IV, and their you know what to say. This is a contribution for their nation. What did they do? Let you know. When Amenhotep III ruled over 40 of years, his son Amenhotep IV thrived him and began the strangest period in the history of Egypt. What did he do? He promoted the worship of Aten, the sun disk, and he changed his name to Akhenaten, meaning servant of the Aten. As we know that meaning of Aten is disk of sun, and Amun means god of sun and air. He also moved the religious capital from Thebes to the new city of Akhenaten, and this is called Amarna. Further, he attacked Amun, a god, smashed his images, and closed his temples. It was also a shocking action of Amenhotep IV. He ordered to smash the images of that god, Amun, god of sun and air, as well as he smashed his images and closed his temples. Another mysterious ruler succeeded him who died soon. Next, Tutankhamun, also known as Tut, sat on the throne and ruled for 9 years. He worshipped God Amun in the old ways. However, he died mysteriously. Now the next ruler is Tutankhamun. Okay, what was his contribution for his nation? He worshipped God Amun in the old ways. Means he took and restored the traditions and ways to worship of Amun again. So this was his contribution for his nation. So he died. However, he died mysteriously. When Tut's mummified body was discovered, it was laid with lots of gold, wealth, and everyday item like bronze, razor, games, clothes, cases of food and wine. As recently I told you that these things were got in the tomb of that king. Carter discovered him after searching for many years. After researching on the treasures, he decided to investigate his 3 nested coffins. Some parts of the Tut's treasure in the tomb were already looted. Some parts of the luxuries as well as Tut's treasure that were already looted and robbed. His tomb was rock cut 26 feet underground, which had wall painting. Okay, which had wall paintings. On the outer coffin, Tut's face was gilded. In the first coffin, he found the garlands of olives, lotus, petals, and cornflowers. It showed that it was buried in the months of March and April. The third and final coffin put Carter into trouble. The resins used to cement Tut uh, to the bottom was solid gold coffin was hardened enough, making it impossible to move. He put the coffin in the sun for several hours in hope for the resins to loosen up, but it did not work. Finally, he removed the resins with the help of chisel and hammer, and Carter felt he did not have any other choice as to if he did not cut the mummy from limb to limb. Thieves would have looted the gold if he leaves the dead body freely. His men first removed his head, then they cut off every joint. After removing the body parts, they placed it on the layer of sand in a wooden box and put it at the original place. Now in 1968, the mummy was x-rayed by an anatomy professor, revealed few facts. His breast bone and front ribs were missing. Later, on January 5, 2009, a tut was taken for CT computed tomography scan, which takes hundreds of X-rays and creates a three-dimensional image. The night of the scan, and workmen carried his body from the tomb in a box. They climbed a ramp and stairs and lifted it on a hydraulic trailer that held the scanner. The scanner stopped working, which paused the procedure after using a pair of spare fans. The scan was finally done. After 3 hours, his body was taken back to his tomb, where his body is resting in peace. When they reburied the dead body in the resting place, the wind stopped blowing. And when we started and began the story, when they began to dig the tomb of that king and they tried to take out the body, the wind was blowing ghostly. Okay, it means it was a ghostly wind. It seems that the soul of the king has awakened, and it is the fast blowing wind. This is the result of that digging and the king's soul. But when they reburied the dead body of that king in that resting place, again the wind stopped blowing so fast. So after the conclusion of this chapter, this was shown that nothing was there. His death was a normal death and he was not murdered. So every mysteries and every doubts had been resolved after the scan, computed tomography of the dead body. That's it. Keep learning.